everyone, it's Diane. Welcome back to my channel, Scrap Edit Creations. Today I'm going to share with you the blues and greens for the swatch book we've been creating as of yesterday. I will note that I had actually added, let's see here, let me move this real quick. Lipstick Natural and Light Mahogany twice on yesterday's file. I removed that and fixed that. Sorry, I had done that for the sample. So that is fixed now. So if you go and print that, it won't have that double. So it's kind of confusing with that on there. And I'm really sorry about that. So today's is the blues and the greens. Okay, let me see if I can, need something down here, but I've got my mats for here. I know what I can do. There we go. I've got a project cut on this mat and had it sitting there. So now the pack is going to look about this thick. I'm not putting them too close together because, yeah. Okay, so yesterday I showed you how to cut them and get the individual little guys. Basically, it's 4 1/4 by 2 3/4, and you'll get 4. And this line will not be straight onto each card. It will be wonky donk. Let me grab. Let's see if this, yeah, like this lemonade one that I started. It doesn't go all the way over, and then on other ones you're going to have, little bits. It will not matter because you're going to be covering it with a 1-inch strip, or 1-inch, sorry, 1/2-inch strip of cardstock. Okay, so 4 1/4 this way, and then cut 2 3/4 in. Oh, I do not know why those measurements are so hard for me. If I have not made it clear, read below. It's more clear down there. I'm sorry. 4 1/4, 2 3/4 for each one. So you get 4. Okay. Hopefully that makes some sense. The blues and the greens for me, here are my B's. Here are my BG's. Here are my G's. And here are my YG's. So I have those colors to kind of go against. Now, my husband made a comment. He's like, oh, you're bragging about how many pins you have. I'm not. It took me a long time to get this many pins. I wasn't sure I was going to go that route because I was doing Stampin' Up! And I had started purchasing the, what do they call their markers? Whatever their markers were. And since I was a consultant for like, I think 15 years, I had bought the original ones, and then they did this thing where they recalled them. So I got all my money back pretty much in product. Still it was something. And then when they came back out with them, I was very hesitant. So I slowly bought them again. And hey, they're great pens. What I don't care for on them is that you can't refill them, which is kind of one of the same things besides the number of different colors that you get to make a color for Close to My Heart. They're not refillable. Although I've heard somebody say that they are, I haven't seen that. So I'm just, you know what? I want to save money. And I don't know. I just find that the Copic markers are a better bang for your buck. They have cheaper ones out there that are not Copic but are close. Those are also great. There's all sorts of pins out there. Use the pins that fit your needs. I happen to have a daughter who is an art major and started collecting the Copic markers. And every time I would do a card class, she didn't want to use the Stampin' Up! Pins. She didn't like them. She liked the Copic markers. So I found I was buying them slowly. And then we bought like a bulk set, paid a fortune for it at half price. I was cringing the whole time I purchased it. And sold one set because we had to buy them in threes, which made it even worse. And that helped us a little bit get some other pens, but it was a huge ordeal. So if you're not putting money out for Copic markers, great, no worries. I did because I wanted something I could refill. The Spectrum Noir pens are fantastic. If you don't mind, doing a few things or what colors to kind of go for and that work for you, that is great too. But yeah, no, this took me a while to get these. And I'm slowly getting the refills. That's why it was like I had 12 of the pens that were showing very, very poor signs. And like, let me grab, I think it was one of the burgundy ones was, oh, R81 was horrible. Um, V06, horrible. The sad part is I don't think I've ever even used those pens, which makes me cringe even the more. You know, it's just, let's see here. YR20, I know I've used that one. That one was pretty much dead. And it ruins your nibs, which is even worse. So, oh, and W00, that one was a goner. Yeah, there was just a few there that needed some love, and so I've got it, and it's I think it's 5.85 a refill. I want to say it's the same price for a pen, which is considerably cheaper than a lot of the stores out there. Because I want to say they're like $8 or something. I don't know. It's absurd. It's absurd how much we pay for our junk that we get. Um, but if you are going to invest, oh, B37 was another one that was cringeworthy. Invest in pens. Invest in something that fits what you need. If having refills is important to you, then Copic's a great way to go. If it's not, and you just want to replace the pen, which I found I had ended up buying a class set. So, or I shouldn't say I bought a class set. I bought a set of, for me when I would buy the pens from Stampin' Up. And then when they would start kind of getting wonky, I would turn them into the class set and I would replace my set. And I kept doing that. And there were a lot of pins. I had 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. And I gave them all to my daughter. She can trash a pin in 2 seconds flat. So she has a lot of fun with those. Um, Honestly, I kind of don't recommend them just because of that. But I was using them for different purposes and more of a business use and instead of more of a personal use. And so maybe on a personal use, they are fantastic pens. The colors were great and they did match. Same thing with the Spectrum Noir. I love the points on those. I don't like adhesive on my mat. I'm going to have to scrub these down. I do like the fine point on it. And so it's really hard for me to say I'm not going to use them because of the fact that one, I put the money out for them. Two, I love the way that they color. Um, but three, they don't color exactly how I need them to. It's a little harder. I wish there was just like a straight red. There's not these funky ones. But okay, off of my rant. This is going to be the blues, and we're going to get into the colors because I've already done them. I showed how to do it yesterday, so you could go back to yesterday's video and see how that all goes down. I did have one that I had to do two of, and that was kind of bothersome to me, but I will let you know when we get to that one. So Carolina, I chose B32 pale blue and B23, I can't pronounce that. Flahalo blue. I have no idea. Sorry. It's on that little thing, and there'll be a link below. Bluebird, manganese blue, B34, and B18, lapis lazuli. I think I'm saying that right. I have no idea. Sapphire, I did choose B26 cobalt blue, and now I'm looking at that thinking it's a little bright, but B39 however you say it, blue, I think did a really good job. Uh, B02 Robin's Egg Blue, I think does really good for Capri, and B14 Light Blue does fantastic too. Lagoon, B15 or BG15 Aqua, and BG18 Teal Blue. I thought those did really good. Okay, Glacier. This was one I had a little bit of a problem with. So Aqua Mint BG32 is what I chose for the lighter one. It's a little lighter than I'd like. Okay, so BG57 Jasper, I think works a little better. I had chosen another color and I don't even remember what it was now. Actually, I know how to find out what it was. Whoops, I just dropped some stuff. This is tomorrow, some of tomorrow's, but it would be in here. Let's see, what color, am I on Glacier? Yep, okay. So I was looking at BG15 and BG53 for BG53 was the one I had tried. And I ended up thinking it was a little too light. I put BG57 over it, and now it's a little too dark. I think BG57 works better. Um, so if you do it, do BG57 or try it, see what you like. On a separate sheet of paper, of course. That's always, key. Mint, I chose BG11 Moon White. I did color that twice. I didn't mark that I colored it twice. I think my pen is light, because, yeah, it worked really well the first time. BG10 Cool Shadow, that was one of the first pens I bought. That works really good for the darker one on Mint. Harbor, BG78 Bronze and BG09 Blue Green. This is a little darker and a little, but it's comparable. I could see using it. Probably what I would do for Harbor is just use the BG78 Bronze for both of them, but that's because I love that color. This one's just, it's a little brighter, I guess, than this is a little more muted, but it was the closest I could find. Rosemary, I love these colors. BG93 Green Gray and BG96 Bush. I love those colors, and I think they do a great job matching to Rosemary. Sage, I did G12 for the sea green and G85 Verdicus for the darker one. And I think those did a pretty good job too. Evergreen, G28 Ocean Green and G29 Pine Tree Green. I really like both of those. I think those match fantastic. Clover, G03 Meadow Green. It's a little brighter than I would like, but I think it does a good job. And G09 Vernese Green. I am butchering these, sorry. And I think that does a good job too. It's just a little brighter. So, Green apple was one I struggled with. I'm not gonna lie, I struggled with that one. I ended up choosing YG11 Mignonette, I think is how you pronounce it, and YG23 New Leaf. This is a little brighter, this is a little lighter. I think this matches better. This was the closest I had, and it's not a great match. They don't have a really good match for that one. So I probably wouldn't match it anyway, but that's just me. New England Ivy, YG61 Pale Moss and YG63 Pea Green. I think those did a really good job matching those. Avocado was the one that I did struggle with. Also, YG03 Yellow Green, and it's kind of more yellowy, and YG03 Yellow Green twice. And I think that did pretty good. Avocado is really not a pen color I'm going to be grabbing, but I think either of those versions will do fine away from the paper. Okay, so now I'm going to put this all together. So this is what my booklet looks like so far. Lizzie did tell me that she would recreate one of these with about a 1/2 inch on the side to do the spiral binding. Somebody mentioned in the comments, and I'm sorry because I didn't write it down, really good idea of putting this into like a baseball sleeve and having a binder with it. That's a fantastic idea. So thank you for that. And I'm sorry I'm not mentioning your name. In fact, let's see if I can go find it. Then I will mention your name. I'll be very good. Let's see here. Comments. Scrap and Fever is who mentioned that. So that was really, really nice of you. Thank you so much for jumping in on that comment. I do appreciate it. I think it's a great idea, and I will have to look into it. I'm not sure if it'll fit with our current size of these. You might have to cut it down a little bit more because I believe those are 3x4. So it would fit loosely to pull out. I guess it would stick up so you could pull these out and use them to match. But it's a great idea. Fantastic idea. So thank you so much for sending that our way. I'm going to set all of my little papers into this little tin. And these are the ink pads I have for tomorrow's. I don't think I have one for Intense Black, so I'll just use the Intense Black for black. Toffee, espresso, charcoal, and mink. Like I said, I'm still getting the colors, and I messed up royally on my half price stuff. Well, I guess I didn't mess up on the half price stuff, but on my free stuff for my last order, I'm worried that these are going to go away. And so, oh, I did get this one too. So I got these Jubilee borders because I thought that was kind of a cool little idea. I did not get the dies for this because I would rather fussy cut these or just stamp them on paper. And the ones I would probably want to die for, it didn't even come with a die. So I wasn't too worried about that. But I wanted these Halloween besties. So I got Kelsey and I got Zoe and I got Olivia. So I got those three for my free items, which I normally get ink pads, and I had completely spaced it. And I got the buddies, Joey and Isaac, however you say that. I say it Isaiah, but Nancy was telling me it was different. So but I do have a client with that name, and that's how he says his name. So I don't know. But I got these, and there's just a couple more of the Halloween ones, and then there is kind of the springy ones. And so I do want to get those as well, but I do need to focus back on getting my ink pads. So yeah, I kind of messed up on that one. Here, let me move that. So the card I'm going to show you guys today is this little box card. It's a Lori Whitlock cut file. I will put that down below. Today is the last day for 50% off of the current sale, but she usually runs sales quite a bit. So I wouldn't, like if you really want this, wait a week or so and it'll be 50% off again. It's a very, very cute card. The Easter eggs, in fact, I tossed them because I hated them. Sorry, I know it sounds mean. The colors I cut them out in. Let's see here. That one, awful. And then this one, I lined them up wrong. I put glue on the wrong side. These are all supposed to be going that way. And I didn't even bother with the third one because it was a bunch of lines. But you'll see when you get the cut file. I actually hand cut the eggs for the back part. And then I recut these in the front just to kind of be all patterny. So very fun. I think this will be a cute card. I'm not sure who I'll send that to, but I did cut out enough so we could assemble another one. Okay. Oh, and my husband today, he put my cord. I had my cord all along the back of my desk for the Cricut. I've been wanting it to go through the wall where I have my printer cord, and he did that for me today. So that was awesome. It was something that I've been wanting done, and this is the last day of his vacation, so I was glad he was able to accomplish that. So when you print this out, it's going to look like this basically, and then you just kind of, fold it and push these down and whatnot. So when you adhere it together, I'm just kind of, you see I've got a glue tube here. You just add a little bit of glue right here. I did pre-assemble this piece. One of the flowers did not cut. It's the one that goes right there. I own 8 cut. I don't know why. There might be one missing in the file. I just didn't, or I should say, I chose not to worry about it because it's not as important to me on that one. But maybe it'll bug me later and I will go back and do it. I chose to use this Easter paper that I have showed you, and I will grab that since I'm not thinking right. Let's see here. Where is that piece of, here it is. It's Baskets and Bunnies by Photoplay. And so I chose to use this color, this one, and this one for the eggs. Oh, and I did use this polka dot, which, let me show you here. It's off of the Happy Easter. That was one of the ones I hand cut because I wanted it out of there. Okay, so did that. And then you just basically lay this down and just kind of pick the ones you want. I did not realize that this was not a true, let's see, how would you say it? A true, uh-oh, Miranda's having a little bit of a fit. Hopefully Daddy will go help her. It looks very, perfect here, but when it cuts, it's got a definite area where it's a very deep plaid and one that's a very open. Well, this is open. So on the sample, I chose the ones that were more open, and on this one, I've got the ones that are a little more closed. And that was how I could work it that way. So if you're cutting out only one and you're using this paper, be aware that this plaid is not consistent in my mind or in my eyes. And so it was really bothersome because this is a really tight and this is a really loose plaid. And I don't know, that's just kind of weird to me. But like I said, it's probably just a me thing. It's not necessarily an everybody thing. Okay, so one of these, we have to add a little bit of extra glue right down there underneath. And then I've got these little clips. I got these on Amazon. They came in this adorable little tin. And there is a ton. They are kind of for sewing, but somebody else, I don't think it was Jennifer McGuire, but it might have been, but somebody had these and I thought, what a brilliant idea. These are little plastic ones so they don't stick. When you use things like wood ones or what is it? Like safety pin, not safety pins. Oh my gosh, paper clips. Sometimes they add a crease. These are not adding creases. You could also, instead of, you could, adhere all of these down. In fact, I kind of like the idea of that. Let's grab some more of those. And I want to try one that's adhered all the way down. Yeah, I know. Oh, and they don't come, this was dinged in the, in transport. But it doesn't affect me because it was for me. It was not for a gift. Had it been for a gift, I would have sent it back and said, hey, I need another one. But this little tin, I will say, has a nice little product in it that is totally worth like $13. I think it was. Maybe it's cheaper now. I don't know. With the gas prices now, maybe it's more expensive. But it does a great job and it doesn't leave those crimpy areas. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. So the front one is just the grass, and I did it in New England Ivy, and I'm choosing to put the light side going forward. And then the eggs, because I've already, like I said, put those flowers on. Those flowers, take them directly off the sheet and put them on here. Don't set them aside. It is a mess when you do that. Yeah, which is why I assembled both of them. I was like, I can't do this. So you just put a little bit of glue on there and then put those eggs and you just kind of want to angle them out. Then I added some pop tape to this one. I debated using that green right here for one of these and it did not look right. See it just doesn't look right on there. Okay, so that one's done, but I will say this one was a challenge just because of the flowers. So if you get this file, as you cut out the file, take this piece, take the flowers, put them on. Don't even mess around with it. It's not worth it. Okay, well, all that's kind of still drying. Let's build this bunny. This bunny is a real cutie. I almost, though, would add some chalk to it. I do not know where my chalks are right now. My office is a mess. I would love to show you my office, but I don't want you to be like, oh my goodness gracious. So I'm not going to show you my office until I get it cleaned up after tax season. But Nancy was over today and she was in my office and I was so embarrassed because my office is such a mess. But we had some stuff to see. We got that new paper and then what did we come down? Oh, she's working on some stuff for Sawyer. She got the Sawyer stamp and dies, the flower one with the sweet friend. I didn't really care for that one too much, so I didn't go for that one. But she wanted it, and I think that's great. And she needed some inks. And because pretty much I am buying the inks with the money that we would get for our hostess stuff when we kind of do joint orders, the inks are of course hers as well to use. Not that I would ever say no anyway, but you know what I mean. These are kind of a joint purchase for us to share. And so she was getting some of the inks to stamp those little, gosh, you can't see anything down here, those little flowers. So this one is this little pink, and that's Ballerina the dark. and then there's a little piece that, so it looks, more floppy. I love the way the floppy ears look. I wonder if I move the lights a little bit. Let's see here. Oh, nope, not that one. I can't move that one. It's not going to work. I'm going to put the light back over. Sorry that you can't see him as perfectly as I can. Okay, so these little eggs and that bunny, let's see if this is probably sat long enough. So let's take these little clips off. But see, there's not any other little, there, it's just perfect. Just perfect. Okay, so when you're doing a box card, some people go back on all of them. Some people go forward on the front and back on the back. And that's how I've learned to do it. I want to say it was from watching actually Lori Whitlock do hers, but it could have been my SVG cut lady. Oh, yeah, it's probably the SVG cuts. I love her files. I wish she would get some new box card files because her files are amazing. Lori Whitlock does a fantastic job as well. So I just fold that and I put it in. I just kind of line it up there and then I fold it this way and then I fold it this way just to kind of make sure that it's gonna, it's gonna fold. And then the second one, again, sorry that I didn't put the flowers on camera. I really do feel a little bad about that, but at the same time, it was just a hot mess. So if I can save you any drama, if you do one of these cards with this flowers, and she has a bunch of them with this style of a flower, I could see them all being kind of a pain in the tush. So I would recommend completely and utterly cut it and then like cut this piece first and have it sitting on your mat probably, or on your table, and then put those flowers immediately after cutting them. Okay, so that's pretty much the box card part. That's it. So then we're going to lay this here. I want it this way, and I'm actually going to kind of keep it that way with these little clamps. Okay, and so we're going to put the bunny on. Actually, let's put the Easter eggs on first. So we don't want this one on this side to go off of this side because we want to be able to get it into the envelope. And then this yellow one's going to kind of overlap on the bunny, but that'll give me some placement. Oh, and I learned my lesson. Put the adhesive on the bottom of him, but onto the card, not onto the bunny, because there's holes here and it will go through. And that'll make a big old mess, and we don't want a mess. Oh, that one's kind of cute, that side. Oh well, I already put that on there. Okay, so this one kind of, yeah, kind of angle him that way. And then this one is kind of more straight up. And those, because they're mainly on like the bunny or on the other egg, it's not going to bother the holes as much. But that card is super simple. Once you get it all cut out, my Cricut was acting a little squirrely tonight. I think there might be an update in its future. Oops, forgot one. So my other one has not shipped yet because that adhesive just came out and said they weren't going to be available until the 4th of April. So I need to contact my guy and say, ship my Cricut. And I will have to put another order in for the adhesive. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having the one Cricut, I think it's a Cricut Air upstairs, and the Cricut Maker downstairs so that we can kind of have the best of both worlds for a little while. Um, but yeah, it was acting kind of weird tonight. Like it would show me like the first 12, not 12, however many you can see on the page when they're 12 by 12, 7, maybe 8 of the picture colors and what colors it was going to be. And then it wouldn't scroll down anymore so I could see the colors. I kind of knew what the colors were, but I didn't like put my papers in order, which I probably should have done. But I didn't know it was going to do this. So after every cut, I had to hit cancel and go back to the next screen. Then it would show me what color. I'm sure there's a better way. I'm not as fluent in Cricut. But yeah, no, it was a little frustrating tonight. So, but I did cut out tomorrow's card as well. So that's good. So this is what it looks like when you put all of them down flat. And this is what it looks like if you leave those up. I think I like it flat. That's my vote. But when you do one of these, if you do one, it's your card. You do what you like. If you like it flat, do it flat. If you like it kind of fluffy or popped up, do it popped up. You could even put pop tape under that and just kind of have them angled out a little bit. But these do fold flat. They are great little cards to send. And I mean, just watching it, aside from, like I said, those flowers, this was pretty easy to assemble. And somebody's going to get this from you and think you spent hours on one of these cards. And it's totally worth it. So for a couple bucks, you can get this from Lori Whitlock. Again, I get nothing from that. I just did the card because I love her stuff. And just have fun. That's pretty much all you can do anymore in life, right? Stay home and have fun. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come play today. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you would love to see more of my videos. Leave a comment. I always appreciate those, and I try to get back as soon as possible on those. And have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.